Xukai's Bareface live stuns fans. Tan Songyun's unexpected comment leaves everyone in tears. What if I told you that one of the most admired faces in all of Chinese entertainment, the flawless, sculpted, magazine-perfect face of Xukai, just appeared before millions in its most unfiltered, unprotected, and real form? And what if I told you that the moment wasn't about beauty at all? That what began as a lighthearted live stream turned into something deeply emotional, something that made even Tan Songyun, his rumored partner, leave a comment that brought everyone watching to tears? Because tonight, Xukai didn't just reveal his bare face. He revealed his truth. Hold on tight, CDrama family. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. The live that broke the internet. It started innocently enough. 8:32 p.m., Xukai went live on Weibo. He was at home, dressed casually in a white oversized t-shirt, hair slightly messy, sitting on his couch with a mug of green tea. Fans thought it was just another chill night stream, the kind where he answers a few questions, laughs, and signs off after 20 minutes. But then, something unexpected happened. Midway through the live, his fans began playfully teasing him in the comments, "Turn off the beauty filter, Gidge. Let's see the real Xukai. You're handsome anyway." Xukai laughed, that low, warm laugh that always makes hearts skip. Then, with a grin, he said softly, "All right then. You really want to see?" And with a single tap, the filter disappeared. The moment of truth. The screen flickered for half a second, then cleared. No smoothing, no lighting effects. Just Xukai, raw and real. You could see the faint traces of sleepless nights, the tiny dark circles under his eyes, the small scar near his jawline, the faint stubble on his chin. And yet, he looked more human, more alive than ever. For a moment, the chat froze. Then, like a flood breaking a dam, the comments poured in. "He's still perfect. This is the real Xukai, I'm crying. Why does he look even better like this?" But among the admiration, a quiet hush settled. Because as Xukai continued talking, his voice changed, softer, slower, deeper. "The confession, I used to be terrified," he said. Terrified of waking up and seeing people say, "He's not handsome anymore." He looked down, his fingers tapping the mug. "I got used to filters, makeup, camera angles, all these things that make us look like we're not human. But lately, I realized I am human. I have bad days. I have breakouts. I get tired. And maybe that's okay." He paused. "I just wanted to be honest tonight. No filters. No pretending." That's when something shifted in the room, that invisible wave when vulnerability meets silence. Fans weren't just watching a celebrity. They were witnessing a man shedding an armor. The unexpected comment, and then, it happened. As Xukai looked into the camera, reading fan comments, his eyes suddenly froze. A small, verified account had appeared in the chat. The name, Tan Songyun. Her comment was simple. But it changed everything. She wrote, "You don't need a filter. You never did." The live chat exploded. Fans screamed in disbelief, screenshots flew across every platform. In less than a minute, #TanSongyun comment trended across Weibo and Douyin. Xukai smiled faintly, that kind of smile that carries 1,000 words unspoken. His eyes shimmered for a moment, and when he spoke again, his voice almost broke. "Thank you," he whispered. "Coming from you, that means a lot." The comment stayed pinned on the screen for the rest of the live. Silence, then tears for a few seconds. Xukai didn't say anything. He just looked down, took a deep breath, and smiled again, but this time, it wasn't a celebrity smile. It was the soft, trembling smile of someone who had just been seen. Then he said, almost to himself, "I guess, sometimes, the people closest to us see what we can't." Fans noticed the redness in his eyes. Some swore they saw him blink back tears. The tone of the live changed completely. No more jokes. No more filters. Just honesty, raw, simple, beautiful. The internet reacts within minutes, clips of the live spread like wildfire. The headlines hit instantly, Xukai goes bareface live, fans moved by his honesty. Tan Songyun's comment melts the internet. You never needed a filter, the line that broke 8 million hearts. People weren't just talking about his looks anymore. They were talking about courage, the courage to show yourself exactly as you are, in an industry built on illusion. Even fellow actors reposted the clip. Zhao Lucy wrote, "Respect. This kind of honesty is rare." Lu Yining commented, "That's real confidence right there." But the most shared post came from a fan who simply said, "He didn't just remove a filter from his camera. He removed it from his soul." The morning after by dawn, over 8 million people had watched the live replay. Xukai's name dominated all major platforms. His studio released a short statement, no script. No edits. Just Xukai being Xukai. But fans noticed something subtle. Tan Songyun had liked 3 fan edits of the live, each focusing on his smile after reading her comment. It didn't take long for people to connect the dots. Was that comment just friendly? Or was it something more? Every moment, every glance, every breath from that night became part of the conversation. Behind the lens, insiders later revealed that Xukai had been going through a rough patch before the live, dealing with exhaustion, pressure, and the unrelenting expectation of perfection. One crew member from a recent shoot said quietly, he was tired of pretending. That live wasn't planned. It was a release. And maybe, in that moment of release, when Tan Songyun commented those 8 quiet words, "You don't need a filter. You never did." It wasn't just comfort. It was love, in its gentlest form. In an era where perfection sells faster than truth, one man dared to show the cracks. And instead of falling apart, he shined brighter than ever. Because Xukai didn't just show his bare face that night. He showed his heart, and reminded millions that behind every flawless image, there's a real human being just trying to be enough. And Tan Songyun's words will echo long after the lights fade. You don't need a filter. You never did. Sometimes, the most beautiful thing in the world isn't perfection, it's honesty. The silence before the storm. For 2 days after the live, Tan Songyun said nothing. She didn't post, didn't reply, didn't attend any scheduled interviews. Just silence. But that silence spoke louder than any PR statement ever could. Because every fan knew, something was coming. Something real. And when the notification finally appeared, Tan Songyun has started a live broadcast, the internet froze. Within minutes, over 6 million people had joined. No music. No makeup. Just her, sitting cross-legged on her couch, wearing a simple gray hoodie. Her tone was calm, but her eyes told a story she had been holding in for far too long. The truth she couldn't hold back. She began softly. "I didn't expect my comment to cause so much noise." She smiled faintly. "But maybe it's time I explain why I said what I did." She took a breath. "Because I've seen Xukai without filters long before the internet did." The chat exploded, hearts, question marks, disbelief flooding the screen. But Tan Songyun didn't pause. She continued, steady and raw. "There was a day on set, about a year ago," she said. "We were filming late. It was winter. Everyone was tired. Xukai hadn't slept properly in 3 days. His eyes were red, his skin was pale, and he looked human. Just human." Her voice softened. "He came up to me and said, half jokingly, 'You should stand far from me today, Songyun, I don't look good.'" She paused, blinking back tears. "And I told him then, the same thing I told him that night in the live, you don't need a filter. You never did." The hidden pain behind perfection. Tan Songyun leaned closer to the camera. "People see perfection on screen. But what they don't see," she said quietly, "is the pressure that comes with it." She explained how Xukai often pushed himself too far, rehearsing until sunrise, reshooting scenes just to meet his own impossible standards. He always said, "I just want to make people proud." Then, with a trembling smile, she added, "But sometimes, I think he forgets that people already are." The chat began to fill with crying emojis and words of comfort. Fans realized this wasn't a celebrity gossip session. This was a woman bearing her heart, not as an actress, but as someone who truly cared.